semester now.
Really? Oh my God. No, wait, what? I have to go watch it. No, this is like.
No. We have.
Open up the window.
Have mercy on it.
I guess it's recording. All right.
We did guys.
We're actually replacing the government sheet technology.
Yo, Lucas, you might have work?
God. Let's get the show on the road. Oh, apparently not. Oh. Cool. All right. I call this meeting to order at 6:07 p.m. Would somebody like to pray over the meeting? Senator Wolfe.
Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you just for this time. God, we know that there's several pieces of legislation on the floor. So I just pray that we may be able to go about it with an open mind, to hear everybody's perspectives, to respect each other's opinions. And God, ultimately conduct ourselves with the purpose of serving the student body. Because God, you call us to serve others. So Lord, we just praise you for this day. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Senator Wolfe. Secretary, please call the roll.
President Pro Tem Parrish.
Present.
Sergeant Martinez.
Present.
Senator Cooper. Senator Wolfe.
Here.
Senator Parks.
Here.
Senator Alexander.
Present.
Senator Bauer.
Here.
Senator Brown. Senator Claude.
Here.
Senator Compton.
Present.
Senator Deemer.
Present.
Senator Johnson.
Here.
Senator Masiva.
Here.
Senator Perkins.
Present.
Senator Rowe.
Here.
Senator Salas.
Here.
Senator Stomach.
Present.
Senator Semakora. Senator Nisek.
Present.
Quorum has been met.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Moving on to, are there any changes or modifications to the agenda? Seeing none. The chair is in search of a motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
Second.
Senator Park moves, Senator Wolfe seconds. All those in favor of approving last meeting's minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Minutes are approved. All right, executive updates. I got a couple. First one is clarifying office hours for the Senate. So please, I'm going to ask by the end of the day Friday, if you can send your spring semester office hours to the PPT, and then we can finally get a list together and then put that out. And I know in the executive board meeting today that they asked for a list for that, and so that's why I'm asking you guys. Regarding the food pantry, so we've had some issues that arose today. We talked about it a little bit in the executive board. So what was discussed was potentially checking bags for people walking out, and this is for everybody. This was due to a problem of people taking potentially more items out. I will say we can iron out details later. I did ask for clarification prior to the meeting to President Pro Tem of who oversees daily operations of the food pantry. And he did say it's student government as a whole, but I know that you also said that Philanthropy deals with initiatives like this. So that was a point of discussion in the executive board meeting today. Another thing was for family weekends this weekend coming up, if anybody is able to sign up, I know Dawn sent a link into both group chats. If you guys are able to, especially for the spots that have like slim to no people in it, please sign up for that. I know I'm going to sign up to help this weekend wherever she needs us. Some things for me specifically, just housekeeping, I want to label it. Remember that, I think it was last meeting, last regular session, I should say. I believe we passed bill number 7, which was bringing us up to date with the most up-to-date version of Robert's rules. So with that, I did look over that, and I know me and Senator Parks have had previous conversations in the past when it comes to, how we run our meetings and everything. So I know it's a very small detail, but I did change your name tag, your nameplate. I did remove, not yours, I'm sorry. I did remove like chairman and chairwoman, so it's senator in here and chairman in the committee meetings. This is all just keeping up to date with Robert's rules. And then also remember, you guys did pass the new Senate Rules and Procedure along with professionalism. So please remember that if you're not going to come in, business casual attire, if you could just show up with at least your name tag. Both is also very good. So just make sure that we're keeping up with professionalism in the Senate meetings, please. Talk about office hours already. Just for tonight, because I know there's like 4 pieces of legislation we talked about. Whoever is involved with the legislation tonight, I already have like the jackets and everything. Don't rush out. We need the signatures and we need the pictures, please. And then, yeah. Judiciary Committee.
Hey guys, Judiciary Committee met last week, so you'll see the product of our meeting. We pushed back the Judiciary / Supreme Court bill that was referred to our committee, and we took up the charge of coming up with a new executive board position from what we heard in here, and then we invited anybody to come in, and a couple of you senators took us up on that offer. And we came up with some new positions. We talked with the VPC, the VPO, about kind of some of their positions and like how that would impact them for some of the changes we made. So you'll see that throughout there. And then feel free to ask questions. It's not set in stone. We stayed away from like touching anything that was not about the VPR, the executive roles changing. So don't worry, we didn't sneak anything in there, like a free scholarship for myself. But yeah, we had a great meeting. The next meeting, we're going to be meeting every week from now on until we get this judiciary thing squared away. So if you want to have an opinion on that, besides just being on the Senate floor, please come out on Fridays at 2:30, and we'll probably be meeting in the SAB 117, just so we have more room so we can talk it over. But that's just the best way to kind of handle those debates and conversations and compromise. So. Please come out, especially if you were very concerned about it.
Appropriations Committee.
So the chair and I, Senator Cooper, we spoke about the leadership presentation. So we discussed ideas. And we're also trying to get everyone that's a part of this committee to fill out the meeting time form because we still have no form in general meeting time. So we can meet right after this meeting, so I can keep everyone up to date. And the Senate budget is still at $4,580.
Thank you. Research and Marketing Committee.
Hello, everybody. We did meet this week. It was nothing crazy was covered. As you can see by the agenda, our bill is up today, so we got a lot of the crazy stuff talked about last week. But this week, we just talked about some upcoming surveys. We have our February survey in the works. We talked about the dining hall survey in the future. And we just did some housekeeping work with holiday post, President's Day being this Monday. By the way, do not show the class because we have that day off. So may that post be a reminder that you have no class. So take a day to just relax and do whatever. That's it.
Thank you, Research and Marketing. Philanthropy Committee.
Hello, everybody. So we did not meet this week. We meet every other week. But some updates. So Senator Brown's plan for a suicide awareness walk is still set for March 27th. 1 second. And Senator Deemer's Women's History Month event in collaboration with the English Honor Society is still set for March 7th. So, and his resolution is on the floor for that tonight. So those are all the updates I have for you, Mr. President. President Pro Tem.
Just wanted to add something I forgot to say, but I'm gonna be sending out a sign up genius. Thank you to the people that signed up last time and helped with the Khristian U event. It was awesome. I'm gonna send it out tonight after the meeting after a little bit. There'll be like 4 different slots. It's just an hour slot. Just be there. I'm gonna try 2 or 3 at the table. It's just gonna have a post that says some self-care tips on it, and a QR code with our social media. Just ask people to follow the SU Instagram and take a look at the self-care tips. And then also they will be able to get chocolate covered strawberries. So invite all your friends out. There'll be a lot of strawberries, and yeah, be a fun event. Something new we haven't done in the fun. So excited for that. Sorry.
Elections Committee.
Hi, everyone. We met we're meeting this Thursday, sorry, I'm all 5 more weeks. Applications open the 14th for executive board, I can't speak today, sorry, to run into the elections in the spring. You might have seen some posts going out this week, you'll continue to see them. There'll be some interest meetings that will also be posted out, and it looks like we are planning an event to encourage students to vote.
Can I say something on that? So yes, so some of you may know that Luigi threw a elections palooza for the Senate election. We're going to be doing that again for the spring election. And if any of you want to help me, I'm spearheading it. If any of you would like to help me with that, please let me know. I've never thrown an event myself, so I need all the help that I can get. So thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Moving on, I know Senator Nitzek, you talked about you want to be on Appropriations and Philanthropy Committee, yes? Okay. So this is, like as always, just a simple, not a ceremony, but just a simple motion, just to confirm that she will be going to Appropriations and Philanthropy. President Pro Tem.
To add her to Appropriations and Philanthropy.
Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Sennett seconds. All those in favor of approving Senator Nitzek to go to Philanthropy and Appropriations, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you very much. All right. Chair is in search of a motion to bring resolution 12. Senator Clark moves. Senator Wolfe seconds. All those in favor of bringing the resolution to the floor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? If the secretary please read the resolution.
This is resolution number 12. The author of this resolution is Senator Deemer, sponsored by President Pro Tem Parrish, Senator Parks, Semicor, Bauer, Compton, and Senator Rowe. This is a resolution relating to allocation of funds and the establishment of the SGU Senate and Sigma Tau Delta Women's History Month event by providing legislative intent and an effective date. Whereas there has been a student plea to have more events focused on women's history, whereas the Student Government Union has an obligation to meet the needs of the student body. Whereas there has been a collaboration effort brought forward by Sigma Tau Delta regarding Women's History Month to the Student Government Union. Whereas an issue of funding for the collaborative event has been brought into question. Therefore, the Student Government Union will collaborate with Sigma Tau Delta for a Women's History Month event on March 7th. Therefore, an allocation of $100 will be made from the Senate budget to provide funding for this event. Therefore, the Philanthropy Committee will take initiative for leading this collaborative event with Sigma Tau Delta's Executive Board. This resolution shall go into effect immediately upon the passage of the Senate and completion of the resolution docket.
Madam Secretary. with the author of the resolution.
So this is my baby, I guess. I've been working on this since last semester. I was talking with St. Delta since then. They've had some positions moved around, so their VP and their president, like, we're having issues, most of the president, that's just not being able to do stuff that well. So then the VP came in to switch their position. So I've been in contact with her, especially this past semester. So, with that being said, we have kind of talked a lot about this. I mentioned the logistics of the event that I was having planned already with the previous president, which included essentially a trivia type thing. The CAB did this at some point last semester where you spin a roll, like a wheel thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a wheel for you spin it. In that category, you are asked a trivia question. It consists of like, well, the questions were consist of women in literature, art, history, and then also highlighting questions on women in faculty here on campus and professors. So the allocation part of this really comes down to just maybe prizes or funding, just prizes really. And I was just doing a safe bet of 100 for something small for everyone. It wasn't going to be really large. It was going to be outside the clock tower as well. March 7th as well as just established Minerva Day. It's going to probably be around 11 to 12, we'll say, outside of there. And I want to say that's really about it. Yeah.
Thank you, Senator Deemer. Senator Parks.
So I wholeheartedly support this resolution. But I do have to make a grammatical amendment in the second, therefore, that should be and, not will.
This one, the second one?
Yes.
My bad.
And allocation.
I didn't realize that.
I do it all the time.
Is that your
That's fine. Okay.
Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Sandin seconds. All those in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The amendment is passed.
Nobody else had their hand up for me.
I have a quick question. Do you think that 100's enough for a prize? Are you trying to give prizes to everybody? Like, is it a small thing you're trying to give out, or what are you trying to do?
So it was going to be just a smaller thing, just because I didn't know how much money I would really want to do. So I just went with a safe 100 just for everyone's sake, because I knew of the other bill that was coming in about the collaborative with e-board, so the 600 one. So I was just also factoring for that, just for that matter. But I would always like the raise. So
I was going to ask you that because I was going to make that. It felt like 100 was a little low, so I was going to make I move that we amend the resolution to read 500 for the allocation, up to 500.
Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Sandin seconds. All those in favor of amending the resolution from $100 to $500, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, the amendment is passed. Senator Parks, I know you were.
I am so sorry, but I found another one. When it's a resolution relating to the current reads, a resolution relating to the allocation of, should read to the allocation of funds and the establishment of the SU Shante. So I move to amend the resolution to say a resolution relating to the allocation of funds and the establishment of the SGU Senate.
Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Wolfe, seconded. All those in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
I move the previous question.
Is there a second? Senator Wolfe seconds. All those in favor of moving the previous question, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those in favor of passing resolution number 12, please raise your hand. Hey, wait. You can just mess me up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All those opposed? Resolution is passed. All right, the chair is in search of motion to bring
I'm not getting beat by you.
President Pro Tem move Senator Wolfe seconded. All those in favor of bringing bill number 8 to the floor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Alright. If the secretary could please read the bill once the microphone comes.
This is bill number 8. The author of this bill is Senator Wolfe, sponsored by the Beau Machino, BPC Melendez, President Pro Tem Parrish, Senator Parks, and the Research and Marketing. This is a bill relating to the allocation of funds for the purposes of promoting the student government union through both a giveaway and a field day event by providing legislative intent and an effective date. Whereas it is the responsibility of the student government union to make itself known to the student body. Whereas a giveaway hosted on social media would attract more followers and boost interactions with the student government union platform. Whereas hosting a field day event would allow students to participate in entertaining activities alongside their fellow student government union members. Whereas announcing the winner of the giveaway at the event would increase the chances of turnout. Whereas inviting other clubs to be present in the field day would create numerous enrollment opportunities. Therefore, an iPad Pro 2020 will be the prize item for the social media giveaway. Therefore, the VPC and the Research and Marketing Committee shall be in charge of facilitating the execution and promotion of the giveaway and the field day event over the course of 2 weeks. Therefore, the field day will be held on Friday, March 7, 2025, with the following activities provided: Cup Carnival game, Dalgona Cookies Split game, Tug of War, Cornhole, Spikeball, Dunk Tank, Cold Treats. Therefore, clubs shall be invited to join the field day to further increase turnout and create a larger sense of community. Therefore, the Student Government Union Executive Board shall allocate $600 for the sake of the bill's intent. Therefore, the Student Government Union Senate shall allocate $600 for the sake of the bill's intent. Therefore, a total allocation of $1,200 collectively from the Executive Board and Senate shall be used to fund the intentions of this bill. This bill shall go into effect immediately upon the passage of the Senate and the signature of the President.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Would the author of the bill like to comment?
Thank you very much. I apologize for how long-winded that was. I just wanted to make sure that it was as straightforward and understandable as possible, so I did not want to leave out details that are probably significant. I'll probably start with, obviously, the most eyebrow-raising question would be the budget. Know that $1,200 is at most. I feel like we're going to be spending only $1,000. I just wanted to add a little extra because it's better to over allocate than to under allocate. And if we have money left over, that can obviously just be put right back into our hands. But yeah, I wanted to create this bill because I want to increase our social media followers. Evident by the Leo Love Week, it is very easy to get followers just by hosting events like that. So you can imagine how much a giveaway will actually attract people to follow us. The reason why I have a field day attached to the end of this is because it allows, the people to see that, we're just not having you follow for no reason. We do things, we do initiatives, we try to represent you, we try to provide entertaining and fun things for people so that way, they can enjoy their college experience. Now, inviting the clubs and orgs to this event, I feel would, Parrish, sorry, I have a distraction here. Inviting clubs and orgs to this event, for me, felt like a very good decision to make because it allows them to promote themselves. It also allows SGU to get to know all the clubs on campus, go from table to table or area to area and just network, intermingle, and maybe they can tell us about concerns they have and we can asking them questions about their clubs and learn more about them. So overall, it's just a big involvement in community opportunity. And the more clubs we have on the field, the more, students we attract to the field. Similar to the Women's History event, we plan on holding this on March 7th. If we don't need to interfere with that, in fact, we encourage that to be a part of it, the more the merrier, right? So yeah, that's essentially a baseline review of what the bill covers. So any questions, concerns, comments?
Thank you, Senator Wolf. We'll go in order. Senator Parks.
So yeah, I'm also in full support of this bill. I think it's good that we put ourselves out there and show the student body that, we are here, we are doing stuff for them. But I would like to amend the bill. Can you go down? So I'll tell you when. So don't go that fast. So keep going down. Yes, I am. Go up, go up, go up. Where is it? Wherever it says, in this bill, it does not mention, it just mentions clubs, not clubs and orgs. So I would just like to add in there, clubs and orgs.
Oh, I know where you're talking about.
Okay. So I would like to move to amend the bill to say clubs and orgs, not clubs.
Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Sandler, second. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, Senator Parks. Sergeant.
So I see that you want to buy an iPad to be like the main price, right? I don't know how much you're expecting to spend on that. I don't know if we're spending way too much, maybe on just an iPad. I don't know if it would be better to maybe just for a pair of AirPods. Maybe it's still attractive. And then also, I want to know if you have previously done an event like this, and if it has had like a positive effect. Like, are we really showing that we're doing something else besides events? Because it's not like we do not have any guests tonight, for example. We have been doing some events, so that's something I want to point that just for the sake of doing the activity, I don't think it will be too good. I'm not against it. I just want to see that we actually have guests maybe the next time. So if you think that's going to have a good impact, I would like to hear it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant. Senator Johnson. Oh, you were directing that towards Jeff? Oh, I apologize. Go ahead, Senator.
So in at least my years being here, no, we haven't done an event like this. However, we see that with bingo, right? People don't just play bingo to play bingo. They play bingo because CAP offers a lot of these prizes, and we've seen some of the turnouts that have happened just for bingo. The prize, yeah, it seems a bit pricey. Obviously, this iPad is not like the newest generation iPad. I put 2020 on there because I went a couple generations back. If you know the exact cost, it's around like $500. Everything else is just, I think the most steep items will be the iPad and the dunk tank. Everything else is just accumulative for the field day. That's it. I was recommended AirPods. I did consider that. In fact, that was on the bill originally. However, after talks with many people, they felt that the iPad would actually be the better option, as it is a more useful item, has more features on it. AirPods are great, don't get me wrong, but if we have the ability to shoot high, then we might as well take that shot. And boosting our social media, right? A lot of the followers that we do have are cumulative from past years, and it's kind of sat at a stagnant point because people just they view our stuff, but they don't necessarily follow us. So we pop up on their feed, But yes, they don't follow us. It's kind of like those YouTube videos where it says 66% of you are subscribed, but are not subscribed, but watch my video. It's kind of that same logic. So yeah, this is trying something, and if it works out, then we could set a course for the future and maybe do more events like this and modify accordingly. But if we don't try, we'll never know, right?
Thank you so much. Senator Johnson.
Okay, so first I want to start off by saying, an excellent idea to have such a field day. To touch on some concerns earlier, I do believe that there cannot be too much events because different events brings out different crowd, different people, and so you don't know what event might be that event that gains more followers and publicity for STU. What I'd say though, because I have to talk for international students, specifically Caribbean, probably just to I move to amend like for the activities section, like more if activities that will be appealing to us, so like sack race, maybe some track and field thing. So yeah, I move to amend and add more activities, I'd say. So sack race and like track and field events would be one.
Is that your specific amendment?
Yeah.
To add more activity.
Yeah. Sack race, track and field, something related to that.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
President Pro Tem seconds. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is passed. Senator Deemer.
Hi, hello. I don't know why I was drinking the mic. I am in favor of this for the most part. I am just curious on the timing on March 7th is the only thing, because obviously I just got my resolution passed, so I was just curious on that. And then second, also to like answer, I think it was Goody's question earlier, the part of it, you mentioned more initiatives to be outside of events. I am also planning something pretty soon, to also include that. And I think that's also the points you mentioned that we should be also focusing on other aspects, like student life in general, as well as just like maybe some other issues as well. So it's always good to learn about yourself.
Thank you, Senator Deemer. Senator Compton.
So I just have one quick thing I just want to say here. So I know that you mentioned earlier, goodness, that there's no guest here tonight. And that's one of the major points and benefits that can bring us by doing this event. By encouraging people, giving a prize to follow us, interact with our page, that will provide awareness because frankly, we've all experienced it to some degree, most likely. Some people don't even know that we're around here. I'll say it's not a nice thing to hear, but some people don't know that we have a student government. And this is going to help with at least limiting the number of people that don't know.
Thank you, Senator Compton. Senator Salas, looks like you're here now.
I really like the idea. I think it's a pretty good manner like to get to people, but I think the budget is a little bit high. I mean, that's in my opinion. I think we could reconsider not for like AirPods, probably AirPods Pro Max. Those also are nice, but yeah, price flashy definitely is gonna attract more people. So if you do decide to go for the iPad, I say you strike all the use as possible. Probably little posters on campus mentioning the giveaway and all that stuff. But I do consider we could probably rethink the prices.
President Pro Tem.
So about the prizes, I've been here for a long time. I'm a dinosaur here at St. Leo. A few people have been here as long as me. But we've always done AirPods in the past for bingo, and they become less and less popular. And the iPad is always the most popular prize every single bingo time. I don't even have an iPhone, and I have AirPods. So if you don't have AirPods, you're a little further behind. And I think that that's an okay thing. And the good news is Leo Love Week, because there was a lot of other clubs and orgs that filled the gaps that wanted to do similar things to us, and we didn't want to impede on them. We went about $400 roughly under budget. So I think that the expense seems high, but like, it's very likely it's not gonna hit that 1,200, because the last time, we did a dunk tank, I think we spent about 250 on the dunk tank. And the iPad says like 500, so you're like 750, and there's a bunch of other little things you'll probably hit just 1,000. I think it's just a safety net, and I think while expensive, I think it's useful and it's going for a purpose, whether it be, we get a couple more followers, a couple more people to know about some government. I think, it's worth the intention to do that.
Senator Wolfe.
So I just want to clarify that the field day event, while we will collect followers there, the main way we'll collect followers is the giveaway 2 weeks prior to this event. So where it says that the VPC and Research and Marketing Committee are in charge of the execution and promotion of it, over the course of the 2 weeks, we're going to promote the fact that the giveaway is taking place. I want to be able to see that. So yes, those 2 weeks we're going to collect followers at a time, because the more the merrier, right? We want people to enter this giveaway, and we want them to have the chance to win an iPad. We'll probably go to different events, maybe sports events, maybe just simple club events, and just be like, hey, this is going on. When we conduct our survey in the next 2 weeks, we'll advertise that as well. The field day is a networking event that will announce the winner. So we're going to create a reel that's going to explain the giveaway details. The winner will be announced here. And yes, if they are not able to attend, they will still receive the prize, because we are fair. But we're going to announce the winner there, so people will know that we're definitely hosting this event. However, it's open to various clubs, because we want to network with them. We want them to team up with us in a way, so that way we can go to them, they can go to us, and students that are walking around can join in, have a good time, and have various tables to visit and learn about, or fun activities to participate in. And as for the additional activities that were added to this bill, I'm not too worried about those. A lot of the stuff I found out recently, we actually have more on hand than I anticipated. So I planned as if we don't have any stuff to allocate as far as activities go. So that 1,200 is most certainly a safety net for this initiative. In my eyes, it is better to over allocate, because I would have hated to only add, I don't know, like $500 to this bill, and then us not be able to get the dunk tank after, especially, promising it, right? Because if you don't know already, Luigi Machino, our very own VPO, has volunteered to be the donkey.
And on the same time.
If our advisors agree to it, they can as well. Donna's in charge of the waivers, so. Yeah, those are my clarified points.
Thank you, Senator Wolfe. Senator Sam.
Yes, I'm one of the sponsors of the bill. I agree with Beau. It's a great idea to have that out there. I'm also someone who volunteered to go on the dunk tank. I know there's probably a lot of people who want to see me get dunked in the water. So I feel like there's a lot of extra people we can get out there. And like Hunter said, we'll put our name out there. No one's ever done this before. So then when people say like, oh, hey, that field day was really fun, they'll be like, student government through it. And to put on the point that we have no guests, well, maybe they'll put some people in those chairs behind us. So do something no one's ever done, right?
Thank you, Senator Sam. Senator Compton.
Just a real quick thing for those worried about the money aspect of the iPad specifically. I am finding brand new ones from 2022 for about $250 at Target. So I know that does just Beau kind of ballpark in the 500, but yeah, even the newer ones cheaper than that. So it was listed at Target. Everybody cheaper deal.
Just remember them have to be amended.
Okay.
Sergeant.
I was just wondering if we could also ask like support of Res Life, maybe to put flyers in each building, but just to show that it's actually a student government event. So I think that would be a good idea. I don't know if Philanthropy can contact them, so we can make that happen.
I've been told it's really easy for that point. You just get a bunch of flyers and you go to the office with the mailbox. Yeah, I've done that before.
Just make sure they're approved.
Yes, make sure the flyers are approved, but yeah, that could be done.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Senator Parks.
To touch on Senator Deemer's point about it being on the same day, I think it might actually bring more people to where you are. But we have a month to advertise this. And Senator Wolfe, if your bill passes, maybe we could also advertise Senator Deemer's event as well as your event. And we don't know if it's actually going to be happening at the same exact time either. So I think if we kind of cooperate and advertise each other's events, it'll bring more people out to both events. So
Thanks, Senator Parks. Secretary Williams.
Okay, considering what President Pro Tem and Senator Wolfe said about a budget, not all of the money might be used, I want to amend that the bill includes that the remaining funds would be sent back to the Senate budget.
Is there a second? No second at that point.
I gave it Parks.
You have the Parks? Okay. Senator Parks, second. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The amendment is passed. President Pro Tem.
Don had the floor. I yield the floor to Don.
Okay.
Moves faster.
For future reference, you don't need to make an amendment for that, because any money that doesn't get spent just doesn't leave your budget.
Ta-da. Senator Deemer.
I was only making that point earlier because I'm like after this meeting, I'm gonna text the president of Sigma Delta just to first of all talk about the resolution being passed and then also talking about this event. So just gonna probably talk to you more about that dialogue later, just so we can coordinate that better with also their aid board and we can all figure it out. If they prefer it to be with that or by themselves, however they see.
Thank you, Senator. Sergeant, so you hear that?
I'm trying to move the previous question.
I move the previous question.
Second.
Now
Senator
you're.
Bergen, seconds.
What's that?
All those in favor of moving the previous question, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right, all those in favor of passing bill number 8, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 17, all those opposed? Bill is passed. Pro Tem?
Bill number 9 to the floor.
Is there a second? Senator Wolfe, second.
6, maybe.
All those in favor of bringing bill number 9 to the floor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
I don't know how would I phrase this, Frank. How would I phrase like that?
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to make it so that she don't have to like read like word for word the whole thing. Is there a way like she can just, or does she have to do that?
Well,
she didn't. So I think it's.
I think you can dispense with the reading though,
Right. And you can just scroll through it.
but you have to like,
State the legislature's intent.
yeah, but I think that's fair. But then you don't want to read the rest of the Constitution you're changing. It's fair. Someone can move to dispense with the reading of the bill. If the Senate agrees to dispense with the rest of the reading, I think
So we don't have to read it line by line. Because I didn't put the whole Constitution, I just put the parts of it in there.
yeah, but I think that's fair. So maybe read the intent like Senator Burke said.
Okay.
And then someone moved to dispense with the reading of the bill.
What is the motion? What is it?
So
Second.
we're gonna continue on. It was just a point of like.
If the secretary please read the bill.
This is bill number 9. The author of this bill is President Parrish, sponsored by BPO Machino, Sergeant Cardenas, Senator Wolfe, Senator Compton, Senator Estalis, Senator Salmon, and Senator Beau. This is a bill relating to the amendment of the Student Government Union Constitution to reflect changes enforced by the university administration by providing legislative intent and an effective date. Whereas the branch of the Campus Activities Board and the Office of the Vice President of Activities has been removed from the Student Government Union without any legislation by university administrators. Whereas the removal of the VPA position leaves responsibility for signature programming and an open opportunity for new duties and responsibilities within the executive board.
Mr. President, I move to dispense the reading of the bill.
Is there a second?
I'd like
Senator
to
Thompson
check.
seconds. All those,
That's
in
good.
right, it's just a simple majority.
Yeah, I checked.
That's good. All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? So, wait.
That needs to be done here for the rest of the that. Like, she doesn't have to read the register.
So as if we just like.
Yeah.
It's
I
not-
know,
it's
so
not-
now.
Just move.
Beautiful. So the author like to comment on the bill?
Yes.
Mr. DPO, want to follow along top with the therefore. I'm just gonna give a brief overview of what each section is so that doesn't be word for word. First one, it just basically cancels out cab from there, so it removes that one. The next therefore, just removes vice president of activities and adds vice president of relations, which is the new position. Keep going. Therefore, it's just moving for formatting. Next one, kind of describes what the VPA used to be responsible for some of the activities that the executive board, the programming initiatives that came from them. So it gives that initiative programming to the VPO because VPO kind of had the least amount of executive role out of all of them. So we added that one to that plate. Then the next, therefore, gives it a description. So these next three parts are going to be the VPR's roles. So as chief of relations, the VPR is going to be responsible for being the liaison to SAC, which is our Student Athletics Advisory Committee. Believe that's the right way. But yes. Clubs and orgs, multicultural organizations, local governments, and any other external entities. Whereas currently the president is the liaison to mostly the university administration representing us. This one is more towards the students, so STU to the students. Yeah. So there was previously a portion that was a part of the VPC's role that required them at the recommendation of the STU advisor or the president that they shall attend any meetings deemed necessary and take notes to share with the executive board. As we know, the VPC role has gotten over encumbered, and so we wanted to move that role to that VPR to give them some more day-to-day stuff to do. Next is the chief of information, so we literally just copy and paste this from the VPC. We move that from them so that the town halls, they're a big part of things, but it gives another thing for the VPR to do as well, but also lightening the load and making it a little more equal to everybody else on the executive board for the VPC. So it's just the same thing. And Senate Research and Marketing Committee will still be helping with it, but it doesn't necessarily give the VPR a seat or unofficial seat on the committee. So we just left that for now. If that was something we want to change later on, we can. And then the new thing that we're adding with this as well is the Vice President of Relations is responsible for assisting the president in being a liaison to the university administration. So if they need help with that, they can. So that's typically like if the president and the VPR want to go sit on the committee things first that are like higher committees, those two will be more equipped and have more knowledge of it. So it's just an easier way to do that. And then we took everything out that we had for the VPC in that next section. You can keep going, Luigi. Make it quick. Yes. Great. And then we updated the chief of marketing thing for that one. We got rid of the VPA. So in all the sections, we didn't want any finding that was concerned about like, whoa, like what was the order of succession and everything. We just decided to just do a clean swap. VPR for VPA, no fighting, no nothing. There you go. And then we removed any section, and then we took out cab for that one, and let's keep going. Wait, come back up, one second. So, we took out cab again for that top, one, and then this last therefore right here is the ratification committee changed. So we kept the two permanent seats that already had one, which was the president and the president pro tem. Because CAB also had a seat as well, and the executive board had a second one, so we just kept the president and executive board by a majority vote of the executive board. The Senate president keeps their seats, and the senators get to choose another person to sit on the ratification committee by a majority vote as well. And then one SU member of the student body. You see the ... there because that person is chosen by a majority decision of our advisors. So it keeps it at 5. And then the real important part is the effective date. So campus activities board, as far as I'm concerned, and the VPA are still responsible for the responsibilities with SU this year. However, their term ends, this basically just ends their term at the inauguration date, which is the official transfer of power. And basically allows the VPR to run, or the VPR to be known or spot that runs for it in this election. So all we did was touch the VPR, fix the VPA, and fix the VPO and VPC. So the VPF got to stay pretty clean.
Thank you, President Pro Tem, for running through that. Sergeant.
Okay, so I just wanted to be sure that everyone has been able to read it, as this is a change of our constitution. It's basically, as President Pro Tem Parrish said, it's only us separating basically from CAB and putting the new roles and the new title. It's basically a new title. But if you feel that you want time to read it, I encourage you to either table this bill to have time to read it, or to abstain to vote. And yeah, that's my comment.
Thank you, Sergeant. Senator Deemer.
So actually, I'm just gonna quickly, I can start doing this thing. We can always just do a recess if we really need to do that. We don't have to table it right now, guys. Yeah.
We're just reading before coming here because.
Yeah, that's the other thing. My question though was actually more towards the DPC. If she's already with these changes, as well as if she thinks maybe there could be more positions that she might have that might be easier for the VPR to take instead of her, or vice versa.
Is that a question directed towards her?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you for the question. I read over this bill and I'm in full agreement of everything that was switched. There's always going to be job responsibilities that come up down the line, and I'm sure there will be changes too as it grows. But right now, I think everything that's in the job description is correct and what it should be.
Senator Compton.
Just as a quick amendment for grammar. So where it says therefore Article 8, 1C, see it?
Where is it?
I move to amend it to where there's no longer an and after pro tempore and a senator, because it just says and a senator, blah, 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 and one SG member. Just remove the and, first one.
Wait, clarify.
So you see where it says the SG Senate President pro tempore and a senator chosen by the majority vote of the Senate in session and one non-SG member. Just remove the first and.
Okay. Is there a second? Senator McKay, sorry, Senator Perkins seconds. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the amendment is passed. President Pro Tem.
With the senator's Parks permission, I'd like to add him as a sponsor. I kind of left him off there, and yeah, you made a lot of edits for me already, so just want to give due credit where due credit's due.
Is there a second?
Yeah.
Second.
Senator Sanders seconds. All those in favor of the amendment say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, Remember this better. Go ahead.
I just want to say, if you didn't read this or you disagree with it, just might as well, get our bootstraps ready and stay for a long meeting because the election the process starts this Friday. So we have to have it done before then. And unless we don't have the meeting on Thursday, tomorrow, at a later date, but with the president call a special session, we have to get it done today because elections are depending. So we need to make sure we get it done today. We can add different things in, like this is not set in stone. We invited anybody that wanted to come in. Everybody that was a sponsor, put in something, and so we voted on it as a group. We just had to give everybody the ability to vote in that matter, when this came up. And so we also did check with, I know you guys asked about BBC Melendez, and those duties, but we also talked with Luigi, and I went through our rules and procedures and everything like that. While Luigi's a good VPO and has been very active within the Senate, he doesn't have to do as much as he does. Like a lot of that responsibility is on us as an officer team here. I think that out of most of us, I think the secretary is really good at doing that. And so it just means that we just have to step up to our roles. And so I think this is a new position. Everybody else is changing roles. I think it's also time for us as Senate officers to take this as a time, or anybody that's interested in being a Senate officer next year, to know that this requires us to fulfill our duties to the best of our ability.
Thank you, President Pro Tem. Sergeant, go ahead.
I move the previous question.
Second. Senator Compton seconds. All those in favor of moving the previous question, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All those in favor?
Just let everybody know that and it's off to the record.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry.
All those in favor of passing bill number 9, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. All those opposed? Bill number 9 is passed. We've never had a unanimous constitutional amendment. That's crazy. The chair is in search of a motion to bring bill number 10.
Second.
President Pro Tem moves.
Second.
Senator Compton seconds. All those in favor of bringing bill number 10 to the floor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? One last one, I swear. So the secretary, please read the bill. Senator Sam.
This is bill number 10. The author of this bill is President Pro Tem Parrish, sponsored by VPO Machino and Senator Park. This is a bill relating to the massive overhaul of the Student Government Union statute to maintain constitutional conformity and temporary suspension of specific statute by providing legislative intent and an effective date. Whereas the Student Government Union statutes are unconstitutional, given that Bill number 9 of 2024-2025 passes, whereas the potential constitutional amendment in Bill number 9 will change the descriptions, titles, and processes that mention varying executive board members and campus activity board seats. Whereas the election season will begin before a comprehensive and complete update can be made to the SU statutes that will allow for constitutional conformity. Therefore, this bill shall remove any statute that violates the Student Government Union Constitution by striking out any mention of the Vice President of Activities and the Campus Activities Board from the Student Government Union statute. Therefore, this bill shall add and allow for any changes in responsibilities of current positions or add the Vice President of Relations and their responsibilities as outlined in the Student Government Union Constitutional Amendment of Bill number 9 to the Student Government Union statutes. Therefore, this bill shall give temporary authority to suspend section 509 of the SGU statutes for 3 weeks from the date of passing to allow the Senate Judiciary Committee to make a consent to correct resolution of the SGU statutes to show the changes made to conform to the Student Government Union Constitution with a more realistic time frame. This bill shall go into effect immediately upon passage in the Senate and the signature of the President. However, the Vice President of Activities and the Campus Activities chairs shall serve out the remainder of their 2025 term until the inauguration of the new officers. Additionally, the office of the Vice President of Relations shall begin at the inauguration of the 2025-2026 Executive Board, allowing for a candidate to run in the spring of 2025 elections in replacement of the VPA.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, for the offer, if you don't like to comment.
So we tried to go through the statutes, me, Ethan, actually, and the VPC, so I kind of add her as a sponsor later, I'll wait for that. But we went through, basically 509 allows us to make corrections. But basically this is just allowing us to suspend, section 509 allows us to make minor grammatical errors. So I want to suspend it so that it allows for correction, consent to correct resolution where it just puts in everything that's already here. It's not changing anything different, it just has those things that we already passed in the constitutional amendment. So it just allows us to do that, but we just needed more time and we didn't have everything done. We got through like 10 pages out of 40. So that, yeah.
Thank you, President Pro Tem. Senator Deemer.
So we're just hearing, this is allowing you guys more time to really go through the statutes. That's all for the most part. Okay.
Basically, it allows us to say that, hey, this is these are active, like it's constitutionally like not conformed once the constitutional amendment passes. Most of the things in the statutes about that is unconstitutional. So that's just saying that we have time to put those things that we changed into correction. And we're saying that we're okay with those corrections to be made. And the consent to correct resolution is you guys verifying, hey, we're saying it's okay that these changes are looked, and we didn't change like the meaning of anything. And with the specific 509 only allows you to make minor grammatical ones. So the way that the reason why we suspend that is so that it can be just to allow us to make those changes to conform to the Constitution. So it really didn't suspend it, it expanded on the power of the consent to correct resolution. And basically this allows the president to not have to sign a whole other bill, giving us more time, or to suspend statutes temporarily or anything just like that. But it allows us to give a little more time to do it. It's going to be on the next committee meetings, and just when I'm doing my office hours and stuff, or if the VPO is free, he's going to be working on it as well, just going through and making those changes. Because a lot of what we changed the Constitution is going to just be in the statutes, almost an exact wording. It's just literally just swapping out what duty is going to be where. So it's more of like a sorting thing.
Okay, thank you.
So because I think lots of you want to ask questions on this, to make it easier on Luigi, so you can actually do a Q&A, I'm going to move to suspend the rules to allow for a Q&A for about 5 minutes, you think it would be? 5 minutes, so I move to suspend the rules for 5 minutes.
Second. President Pro Tem seconds. All those in favor of suspending the rules for 5 minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nay.
Call for a division of the House.
Be the secretary.
The Secretary, please call the division. It's a majority vote.
So if you're voting aye, you're moving to suspend the rules for 5 minutes, just so it's easier for Q&A. If you vote no, you don't want that.
President Pro Tem Parrish.
Aye.
Sergeant Martinez. Senator Wolfe.
Aye.
Senator Park.
Aye.
Senator Alexander.
Aye.
Senator Bauer. Senator Claude. Senator Compton.
Aye.
Senator Deemer.
Nay.
Senator Johnson. Senator Mateo. Senator Perkins,
Nay.
Senator Lowe. Senator Salas,
Aye.
Senator Simon,
Aye.
Senator Mister.
All right, division has been called, 10 ayes, 7 days, 5 minutes recess, we will return.
Not
Or
recess.
not recess, sorry,
Suspension of the
suspension of the rules, we will return back to regular rules at 7:17. All right, go ahead. Well, no, like, go on, you know.
Any more questions for me?
Yo, one thing, are we voting on the constitution, after you guys like, with the changes and stuff, are we voting before it goes back on?
We already passed the constitutional.
I mean, like, the changes.
Yes, so like, the consent to correct resolution, basically, it's just saying, so literally the only thing we're doing is going through just replacing the statutes. The statutes just like names the VPC like 30 times, right? And that's a lot of things to change, and you can't just like copy and paste and remove and whatever. So like go through, make sure it's not changing the meaning or anything. But the consent to correct resolution, basically, it's like after all the edits are made, you guys look at it, you guys go, okay, they didn't do anything fishy, here we go. But it used to only be for grammatical or spelling mistakes, but we're allowed to use it now to fix that small thing. And I promise I'm not going to make any changes. And if we vote this through, you basically are barring me from making any changes that aren't to conform with the Constitution as well. So, any other questions? Sleepy in the comment, right? Any other questions, concerns? Anybody that wants to come and help out? Yeah. Then I didn't give the floor back. I did the previous question.
Second.
Actually, never mind. I rescind my motion. No, I want to continue. I would like to amend the bill to include VPC Melendez because she did help and look at it. So, second. There you go.
Okay, Senator Perkins, second. All those in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Point of order. We are still in Q&A, so we just have to close Q&A first. So I'm gonna let the perks.
I move to reinstate the rules.
Second. Senator Compton, seconds. All those in favor of restating the rules, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
That's a motion to add the VPC as a sponsor.
Is there a second?
Aye.
Senator Perkins, seconds. All those in favor of the amendment, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Opinion chair, the ayes have it, the amendment is passed. Sergeant, go ahead. Second. Senator Wolfe, seconds. All those in favor of moving the previous question, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And the opinion chair, the ayes have it. All right, all those in favor of passing bill number 10, please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job, Khristian. Clean, sweet. All those opposed, bill number 10 passes. No. All right. Appropriations, member February 26th, you got your leadership presentation, Philanthropy is April 2nd. Family weekend is coming up, like I stated earlier. If you guys are able to, please help assist and sign up with the link that Dawn put in the chat. February 21st is the softball bingo at 3, and then alumni weekend will be here before we know it. That is February 28th through March 2nd. Open forum, President.
Go ahead and get it.
Go ahead.
So, speaking of family weekend, my fraternity, I was having a sale, like a Haitian family sale. So,
Ooh, yum.
Yeah, baby.
And some protein.
Thank you, Senator Claude. Senator Deemer.
Okay. You kind of did, but.
Tell him, Deemer, tell him again.
Anyway, you guys want to hear my prison spiel all over again? So, yeah, you do. February 18th, Lewis Hall, 208, we're collaborating with who, you guess? Sigma Theta Delta.
Yay!
We're doing scrapbooking and then making crafts. It's B2A 11, not 11, well, 3 to 4:30. It'll be fun, support both of us, social organizations, and things like that.
Thank you, Senator Deemer. President Lieutenant.
Oh, wow.
About to ask for. Just kidding. I just wanted to add, my phone just died, so you're gonna get the sign up Genius link probably like 30 minutes to an hour from now. I just need people to sign up. There's 4 slots. I'm putting 3 slots for there. So please show up. To your slot if you do it. It will count as your office hour for the week. So do that. And if you're in a sorority fraternity, it counts as community service hour as long as you want it. And so with that, please just do that. And then, man, I said something else. Just blank. I do that. I'll move to adjourn.
Second. Alright. Senator Thompson seconds. All those in favor of joining this meeting, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Hey. Any opinion, Chair? The
Appropriations Committee, say aye.
Those that, you know, were part of the LA, so
Yes. Anybody part of any legislation, do not go anywhere. I need your signatures and I need your pictures. Thank you very much.
Please do not take the laminated pages with you, and if you take it, let us know.
Yes, please. Thank you. All right, how do I stop on the Zoom?